Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Diamond Zone. It is Tuesday morning, April 18th, just to make that note. And very excited about this upcoming weekend that we're going to have in Denver, Colorado. We leave tomorrow morning, and we'll be doing the event on Wednesday in Littleton. I don't have that flyer up, but that lives at Chad and Tita's website if you want to know the address for the Littleton event. And then obviously Thursday, we're in Longmont, Thursday night. These are just business opportunity briefings. And then, of course, Saturday, all day at the DoubleTree. So obviously, we've been showing this every day at Diamond Zone. And now it's everybody knows about this event. So if you want to get tickets, there's where you get the tickets at. And obviously, I would be using today, tomorrow, and Friday to promote the Saturday event because it's going to be a great event for your people. You know what happens after a big event, okay? The volume spikes, and it's just part of our business. You know, people want to be around the excitement. You know, people's energy and excitement, you know, if they're not around it every day, right, as you know, sometimes it just kind of disappears. So this reinvigorates people. And here's what happens. It allows them to fight their fear and doubt. And when out of a conference, normally you'll see the volume go through the roof. So this is going to be very exciting, and can't wait to see all of you that we talk to every single day on Diamond Zone. Okay, just announced as of 2 minutes ago, the volume period has been extended. The volume period this week has been extended for another week. So more exciting news for people to rank advance. Okay, a lot of you now, I'm seeing on Facebook, the products are being delivered. I mean, people are just over the top excited, especially when they see the packaging and they get the product. It just excites them, is what happens. And so, remember, guys, the next 7 days, look at where you're at. Go through your organization, look at your volume on your pay leg, and just understand the compensation plan. And now's the time to put the pedal to the metal and rank advance, because everybody wants to be no less than a diamond going into the Las Vegas event. Telling you, the diamonds are treated like royalty. Does that mean when you are busy with the meetings, there won't be morning meetings, or will someone else be taking over? Oh, no. These will go off, okay? These meetings will go off. Don't worry. Diamond Zone is Diamond Zone. So make sure you guys are on every single day. We'll be giving you updates. Remember, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing a meeting at 8 in the morning. So what did I just say? Volume period was extended. You see how ADD I am? It's crazy. Okay, thanks, Jeff. Okay, don't ask me questions. I start reading the chats. All right. So what I want to talk about today, and we'll do something at the end, guys, if you want to ask questions about anything with the extension. But one of the things that I want to do today was really share with you that in this business, guys, there's a lot of people out there. And when where's my training today? Did it disappear? Hang on. That is so weird. Foundation, hang on, let me move this over. Hang on, guys. Oh, yeah. People know me. Jeff, here's what you were talking about. Calm down. Here's where you were. Here's my training. You were talking about being a president. Presidents, diamonds are treated like royalty, guys. That's the first, that is the first, you guys crack me up. That's the first rank advancement, because everything is usually surrounding diamonds, diamond dinners. And remember, diamond is $10,000. $10,000 in your pay leg. $10,000 in your pay leg. You got a power leg and you got a pay leg. So the pay leg dictates your ranking. So do what you have to do, figure it out. We're here every minute of every day to support, all the people that need three-way calls, as you guys know, launch meetings. Okay, we're working like crazy to get all of you to rank advance. Another thing I'll throw out there. Do you know there's no presidents or above in Canada? We have a big Canada group. Here's my challenge. Who's going to be the first president in Canada? Okay, this guys, I'm telling you, this is a whole nother level. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, okay, on Diamond Zone, on how to map out your organization, for you to rank advance. Okay, and that's the key, is knowing how many players you have and you assign volume to those particular players. And that's how everybody has to think about this business. So one of the things that people wanted me to address was listening or handling objections. And I will tell you guys, being in this business for 24 years now, I'll tell you, no matter what the product is, no matter what the compensation plan is, no matter how long the company's been in business, no matter what people are involved in that company, no matter who you're talking to, the objections are pretty much the same. And I'll even go further and talk about the objections that I field when I was with Bally Health Clubs. It's all the same stuff. Because you know what objections are, or concerns? They're deflections. That's all they are. You should write that down. Concerns and objections are deflections. That's all it is. It's deflecting the real issue. And unfortunately, most people don't have the patience to really get down to really what the concern may be. But if you really want me to sum it up, okay, see, Diamond Zone could be 2 minutes long. Let me sum it up. Objections are basically fear and doubt. That's all they are. It's fear and doubt. But fear and doubt is their protection not to address the real concern. That's always the problem. Okay, Diamond Zone is over. Okay, but no, I want to go more into depth, because that is really what this business is about. It's called people. And whenever you deal with people, you're going to deal with the same concerns over and over and over again. And by the way, that's the good news. Very rarely does somebody hit me with something I've never heard. But the only reason we know how to do it is because we've done it. Sound familiar, right? And now all of a sudden, there's only about 4 to 5 things that people can go into their bag of tricks with and surprise you. See, in the beginning, it's like, oh my gosh, what is that? Then the next day, oh my gosh, this is another one. How do I deal with it? But eventually it's like, oh, really? And then you know what you really find out? You find out that the real objection, it was never really what they meant. But it takes time, practice, and patience. Time, practice, and patience when you're dealing with people. Now, understand also this. Just because somebody gets involved with you doesn't mean those concerns have gone away. It's amazing, even after they go through their fear and doubt, they still come up with the same objections. How many people do you have on your team that aren't doing what you're doing? Well, you know what they've done? They've gone back to fear and doubt. And they're hanging on to those objections. The biggest objection right now, I don't have my product. You know my answer to that is, what would you be doing if you had your product? What would really change? Okay, now you have your product. And watch what happens. They still do nothing. And then they'll come up with something else. You know what? You need to move away and you need to play your ball. You got to let them take their journey. I was talking to somebody right before this call. I said, what happened to your group in this area? And they said, well, I don't know. And you know what? You can't make people do what they don't want to do. That's their journey. All you can do is lead them. But then when you lead them, you got to understand why they will stop you. It's nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. But I will tell you, if you listen through the objections, you will find out what you really got. But remember, that takes time, practice, and patience to really, really, really understand people, okay? So there's two different mentalities, okay? There's a traditional sales mentality, and there's what I call the master builder's mentality. The traditional sales, like I was taught, was to overcome and close. Okay, Jeff, you're going to get this objection. You need to overcome and you need to close them. Okay, well, understand what kind of sale I was in. I was in a health club sale. So I would give a tour around the club, right? I show them the aerobic room. See how far back I go? I still call it an aerobic room. I show them the racquetball courts. I show them the free weights. I show them the co-ed exercise area. I show them the sauna and the steam room and the whirlpool, right? Then I bring them into the office. Here we go. Into the office, the door closes, and now it's me against them, right? And no way are they going to leave, okay, unless they sign. That's the mentality. That's traditional sales. Has anybody went shopping for a car? Okay, maybe not so much today, okay, but 10 years ago, 15 years ago, okay, before there was the internet, okay, that's what they say. What are you, used car salesman? That's where that came from. Overcoming objections, okay? But see here, master builders listen through the objections. If you have the mindset of overcoming, you deflect the objection. It's adversarial. What do you mean you have no time? Think about this. Come on, what time do you get up in the morning? I used to do I could go through the whole thing with all of you. Here's your time. And then you know what that does? It puts them on defense. And they come back at you. It's adversarial. Here, okay, you turn, the other side of it is objection, overcoming. You turn objection back on the person. Like I just said, what do you mean you have no time? You're there to prove that what they're saying is false. Of course you have the time. Of course you have the money. Of course you don't have to ask your wife. Right? So now you have the person on defense. Now, obviously, okay, it didn't really make a difference because I could overcome them. All I cared about was getting my commission. It was one shot. I didn't care about retention. You want to know why? I didn't get paid on retention. I never got paid on the renewals of the membership. I got paid once. So all I cared about was get them to sign on the line that was dotted so I can make my $100 a sale. Right? And then whatever they did when they left, I don't care. Whatever they did, I still got paid. You follow me? See, here it's different. Over here, you are sponsoring somebody. It's different. Okay, because if you have somebody that's going to build, and that's how you got to look at everybody. What if this is the next person that becomes the next grand president millionaire? I got to have a relationship. I want them to remember how they were brought in. Because remember, whatever you do, they will do. And that's what you'll duplicate. So I want to champion the objection. And you'll see what that means in a second. I want them to really share with me, right, all their different aspects of their life. I want them, if they have a concern, I want them to actively express it. Okay? And when you do it this way, with all the emotion that gives it charge, I want them to tell me everything about their situation. Because guys, there's something called addressing the concerns before they arise. If you know the answers to the test, right? If you know the answers, then you understand, okay, how to overcome those concerns before they share with you and use it as a way to maybe not make a decision. Okay? Real simple. So 2 mentalities. Anybody on here who was ever in sales, okay, did you not have one of these 2 ways of dealing with the objections? Okay, now, overcoming objections. Bottom line is this. There's only so many different objections you're going to hear. And I put them on the slide. No time. No money. I can't sell. I'm uncomfortable with multi-level marketing. I have to ask my wife. Am I not nailing pretty much everything that you normally hear? Can someone come up with something else? Probably, but not really. Okay, no time. Well, then you got to overcome no time. No money. Baloney. Okay, the people have money for what they want to have money for. But you don't say that. What do you mean you have no money? You have money for what you have money for. No, you don't say that. There's ways of doing it very professionally. But these are the things you're going to hear over and over and over again. And remember, through your attitude, your words, and your body language is how you bring people closer to you versus pushing them away. They're looking to be pushed away. They're looking to find a reason not to make a decision. Okay, so attitude, defensive. Okay, what's a defensive attitude? I just went over it. Right? Every time you hear an objection, you get defensive and you start to question what they're really telling you. Do you really believe you're going to get anywhere with that in today's society? No. Words, argumentative. Body language, tense. Tense. Why? Because you're tense. You're not relaxed. You're not having fun. You need them to do this. See, you got to get out of that space. I need you to do this because I'm having a bad week. I need you to do this because I haven't sponsored anybody in 3 months. And then when you start to hear the objections, you get really tense and you get argumentative, and then you wonder why they went south. Okay? See, attitude, easy going. Hey, brother, I got what you want. That's your attitude. You don't say that to the person. I'm your opportunity. You're not mine. Okay, remember, you don't say those words. That's your attitude. I'm easygoing. Listen, I got the magic answer here. I'm working with the best. I got the greatest product in network marketing. I got the greatest company with the most momentum. What's to be tense about? Are you kidding me? Okay, this is the greatest, and this is the attitude you portray. Easygoing, words. I agree. I hear you. You'll see me say this over and over again during this training. I understand the way you feel. I got you, brother. I hear you. I understand where you're coming from. Not argumentative. What do you mean? You got to ask your wife. Really? Do you ask your wife every time you go out and have a beer with the boys? Do you ask your wife every time you want to go out and do whatever you want to do? No, you don't do it that way. Body language, relaxed. Kicking back, listening. You see the different ways of handling this, guys? 2 different ways. Ask yourself, the last person you talked to, and they gave you any type of a concern, what was your response? Okay, there you go. Now, here's the other side of this, and I'm going to contradict myself. On the other side of this, the right people just do. You don't fight the right people. Okay, it's just what it is. Well, Jeff, why are we doing this training? Well, because there are certain people out there that just want to be heard, right? And they have such an ego, okay? And other people, you don't know who they're going to lead you to. So yes, I do want to, because I want to help people through their fear and doubt. That's my job. I know where they are. You know how I know? I was there. You know how you know? Weren't you there? Don't you? Doesn't everybody listen to me right now have some form of fear and doubt? I did a call with somebody yesterday, and I forgot the person's name. He goes, listen, I ran an ad and I got a bite. And here's what the person said. They said, the resume that they sent me was very intimidating. And I don't think I could handle this type of a person. See? I said, listen, brother, no one is above you. Nobody. You have the greatest opportunity in the world. But see, that person still has fear and doubt. Is that bad? Of course not. See, he did the right thing by reaching out to somebody he knows has no fear and doubt, because that's how he's going to learn. And I said, listen, you did the exact right thing. Because right now, you're brand new. Person just got started. And now you think you have a big fish. Okay, well, match your big fish to the person you know who doesn't have fear and doubt. So he called me. And now we're going to set up a three-way call. So this person could learn, right, if this person does have any concerns or objections, how to handle it. That's the other powerful thing behind a three-way call, guys. You learn all the different ways of dealing with personalities. So what is your approach to objections? You, everybody. New people, let me tell you the number one thing that kills them right there. Speechless babbling. I love that, because that is usually a new person. They think the more they talk and the more they explain, the better it's going to become. Most new distributors will fall into this. They talk way too much. Okay, you start reciting comp plans, technology, about the company, about Fabio Galdi, all these different things. Speechless babbling. If you guys could stop writing, that would be cool. Thank you. All right, next. The other thing a lot of people will do. Well, that's me now. Defensive, argumentative. You become defensive. Okay, we talked about that. Strong, overpowering. In most cases, you're going to lose 9 out of 10 times with this approach. Okay, what you want to always do, confident, easygoing. Remember, every time you talk to somebody, guys, you got to remember what this business gives people. What is the opportunity? This is going to allow you to be confident and easygoing. Really remember what we offer here, right? That's why I say you should have that globe embedded into your head. You know the globe? What's in your product? Owning your own business, immediate income, advancement opportunity, residual income, and being around a group of people that are like-minded. Now, when you think about that, when you really think about that, who wouldn't want something that's on that slide that you've seen 1,000 times? Who wouldn't want it? So that should allow you to be confident and easygoing. They just don't know. They just don't know what this gives them. So here's what you need to do with your approach. I love this right here. It's a process of listening through objections. This is where you're going to have time and patience to listen to where people are at. And even when you do it completely correctly, doesn't mean they're going to do it. Doesn't mean you're going to do it. But I need to make sure that I'm running my business, and I want to teach people how to properly bring somebody into the business. Okay? And it really is a process. Number one rule that most people have a tough time doing: you don't ever buy into the objection. You don't ever do it. We all think we have to address it when it comes out of their mouth. I did a three-way call the other day, and the person said, okay, this is Jeff. First of all, he didn't edify me, right? Hi, this is Jeff. Okay, Jeff, this is Steve. And he made Steve sound like he was God. And after he made Steve sound like he was God, and then he goes, oh yeah, Steve, this is Jeff. So automatically, okay, this guy thought he was my opportunity, because the person that was making the introduction made this guy feel like he was the one with the opportunity. And then he says, okay, Jeff, so-and-so has lots of questions. So-and-so, go ahead, start asking the questions. And he started to pepper me with questions. And I just listened. And I just listened. And after every question, there was an objection. Now, the average person would go, okay, I have to address all these questions, and you're just being, no. Okay, first of all, it was set up wrong. But even when somebody asks you questions or have concerns, don't buy into the objection, guys. Because the truth is, they're not true. You've got to trust me on this. This is a defense mechanism. They're trying to pull you off your game. Now, I'm going to listen, and I'm not going to say, listen, what you're saying, the truth is, what you're telling me is not true. I'm not saying that. Some of you take this so literally. I want you to have the information. Truth is, whatever they're saying is usually not the concern. Don't buy into what they're saying. You're nodding, you're smiling, you understand. But at the end of the day, okay, you're going to find out what they were talking about had nothing to do with making their decision. And this is why you have to go through it. If you believe them, you've already lost the battle. Can't tell you how many times I would call somebody and go, so what happened to so-and-so? Well, they have no money. No, Jeff, and now here's a distributor defending. I'm telling you, Jeff, I'm telling you, this person really has no money. I know their situation, and they're just having a tough time. The next day, the person's in Hawaii on vacation. The person with no money. Okay, it's amazing. It's amazing. Now, if that's what you use for you to make yourself feel okay on why someone doesn't make a decision, that's okay. Got it. But don't think that's the real objection. Had nothing to do with it. I promise you. When you listen through objections, you know not only is the objection not true for you, it's not true for them either. Listen, everybody, here's my favorite saying. No matter what somebody says, I understand the way you feel. I have no money. I understand the way you feel. I got you. I hear you, brother. See, those three different things I'll say. Oh my God, I understand where you're coming from. Because that puts them, their defense mechanism is down. When I understand the way they feel, they melt. And then I just move on. I don't address it and keep addressing it and keep addressing it. I write this down. I understand the way you feel. Because you should. Because did anybody here not have one of those objections? Think about it. And if someone believes they're being heard, it opens them up. But when you hit them head on and become defensive or argumentative, they're going to hold deeper into their objection. Don't tell me I don't have enough time. I don't. I'm busy. Okay, you don't go, I understand. Now, how do I understand? Because I used to work 14-hour days. I said I had no time. And if someone would say to me, hey, Jeff, I get it. I hear you. Man, I used to work 12 hours a day too. And then I would just tell my story on how I overcame the time. Let me give you an example. Okay. So Steve, based on what package, based on what you saw, what package would you start with? Well, I would start with a family pack. Awesome. Listen, I'm going to send you well, Jeff, listen, I'm not ready. I got no time for this. Hey, brother, I understand the way you feel. Man, I know you told me what you do, and I know you work 12 hours a day. I know you're on a plane. Okay, but let me share with you, I was in the same situation, and I thought I had really no time either. What I loved about this system is that it didn't require a lot of my time. Because of who I was working with, all this person really wanted, Steve, he wanted my contact base. And he gave me some very simple things to do that didn't require a lot of time. And I was able to leverage this person's time. See, I hear you. I understand. But you know what? I finally had to look at my situation and said, if nothing changes, if I don't change, nothing's going to change. So this was the easiest way for me to make a transition to start something on the side, because that's the very reason I had no time. But I had somebody that was going to be vested in my success. You see how I just understood the way he felt and just related to my story and how and why I made my decision? That's just an example. This is what I'm talking about. But if someone says to you time, they take you down this road and you think you have to address it. No, I understand the way you feel. I got you. Oh man, I hear you. Just different things you can say. And watch. And watch what starts to happen. Don't buy into the objection, guys. Number 2, listen to what isn't being said. Listen to what isn't being said. Basically, where everybody is coming from is fear and doubt. What is the truth? Now, why is fear and doubt overwhelming most people? Because all they know is all they know. And anything outside of what they know becomes fearful. We know this since we're kids, right? What did you used to do if you got scared? Didn't you hide your eyes like it was going to go away? Well, this is how adults live. This is what they do. Anything outside, I can't see that. Right? Isn't that, we're just grown-up kids. You have to understand that. We're just grown-up kids. And the way we handle things is the only way we know how to handle things. So what is the truth? What do you hear? Here's what you hear: frustration, anger, disappointment, and fear of their situation. When you don't attack an objection head on, you're not someone to defend against. Something very important for all of you to remember. When you don't attack an objection head on, you're not someone to defend against. This is important. It's listening. You got to understand where it's coming from. It's their situation. Now, how do you handle this? Okay, let's see who's got it. How would you handle this? Anybody? I understand the way you feel. Because haven't you been frustrated? Haven't you been angry about your situation, disappointment, and maybe sometimes where you are in your life? Well, that's fear. So when you really say, I understand the way you feel, you should. And now you watch somebody open up like a flower in spring. This is what you want. This is what you want to do. You see how you sponsor? This is how you sponsor somebody. Now, it doesn't mean it's magical then, and they're going to go out there and build a huge business for you. But no, you know what you want? This becomes now somebody that could lead you to other people. This is how you stay in your warm market. A lot of people think, well, after I get through my family and friends, okay, how am I going to build a business? You should never get out of your warm market if you're bringing in people, because now you're into their 200 to 300 contacts. But that person's only going to lead you to their 200 or 300 contacts if they like the way they felt when they made their decision. Because remember, this person is turning over their people to you, right? And if you're argumentative and strong and defensive, and let's say you did get this person involved, do you really think they're going to be comfortable in opening up their contact base to you? No. But see, if they like the way that process felt, maybe if they're not the one, they'll lead you to the one. Do you see, all this does, guys, it betters your chances. It's all we can do. There's nothing magical. If there was a magic wand, I'd say, here's the magic wand, wave it, and you know what? Everybody's going to get involved. No, you got to do certain things to get people involved. Then, and now it's a 50-50 shot if they're going to build it. But it betters your chances. You guys following me? So this is how you do it. So the solution, after you listen, what's left? Rule, most of the time, when you listen, if you listen completely through the objection, there's nothing left. You watch how it just gets extinguished. So many times, some of you have witnessed it. On a three-way call, they'll come up with their initial concern. By the end of the call, they never bring it up again. And I've had distributors go, I can't believe that person just did a completely 180. And the thing that they were so passionate about with me, they didn't even bring it back up to you. Why? Because I listened completely through where they were. I asked questions. I told my story. Knowing my story, because I listened first, and through as I told my story, this is where I want you all to get to. As I told my story, I overcame all their objections. Follow me? This goes back to your testimonial. If I'm listening to people and they're going, dun, 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 they're giving you the answers. I have no time. I've tried this 10,000 times. My wife is dead set against it because her sister got involved and they took everything from her. I don't like multi-level, and they go through the whole thing. That's what you want. So now when it comes around to you, I understand the way you feel. Man, I can't believe what you just said is exactly where I was. And I start going through it through my story. That's all. Very comfortable, very natural. And I share them exactly how I overcame all those things. And normally they just melt. There's nothing left because I listened. If there is something left, it's usually not an emotionally charged issue. You can deal with it. See, a lot of times the fear is so overwhelming, they rather you just go away than deal with their fear. And all you're doing is saying, listen, I'm not going to go away because I do understand the way you feel, and I do understand where your fear is coming from. That's all. But here, John, is how I overcame my fear. Now, I don't say that, but that's my attitude. You see? You see, and now I'm not upset. They're not upset. I'm not emotionally connected with this person. Okay, whatever they decide, but I know I've done what I need to do to better my chances to get this person to join our team. That's it. I don't get too high. I don't get too low on anybody. A lot of new distributors, oh my God, Jeff, if we get this person, they know everybody. Ugh, really? It's the number one common thing. Jeff, will you do a three-way call? They know everybody. They're so connected. If we get this person, I don't get too high. I don't get too low. I just go through what I know I have to go through. So there's a process here, guys. Embrace the objection. Love it. Make it exciting. How do you do that? How do you do that? I understand the way you feel. I get it. Oh my gosh, you have no time? I love it. Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Make it exciting. You know, what do you mean? I just try to throw you off your game, and you're making this exciting. Yes. That's the beauty of our business, isn't it? I have no money. Oh my God, I love that. Because I was broke for 20 years too. I have no money. Okay, I'm just giving you how to make it exciting, guys. Look forward to it. Don't be shocked. When they come up with one of those 5 objections I just gave you, why would you be shocked? It's coming. Listen, I hear you. I got it. I understand. Why? Okay, stop repeating yourself. Don't just be merely receptive to it. Expect it. Actively help the emotion to be expressed fully. If you come from, I don't want to hear about this, you'll be thrown into being argumentative. No, I know something's coming. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on the 3-way call, right? If this person just watched the 2-minute video and goes, okay, where's the website? How do I buy my Premier Pack? You have to understand our process. The reason we say this is so simple to watch the 2-minute video, because it opens up and it creates the interest. That's it. Doesn't mean after the interest is created and the follow-up is done, you're not going to still go through this stuff. Now, some people just fall right in. Great. Those are easy. I'm talking about the ones that maybe takes a little bit of work. Just got to ask yourself, how bad you want the person? Right? See, I want everybody to know what they're saying yes or no to. So all that 2-minute video does, it creates the interest. But now, guys, this is where all of us are falling flat. It's on the follow-up quickly. I was a call last night. There was a guy I did a call with at 5 o'clock. I got him on the call at 6 o'clock. Right after the call, this is me. This is not my person. Now it's down there 25 levels, right? But this is me calling the person and going, so-and-so was on the call. Person goes, yeah, I saw him on the call the whole time. I said, okay. He goes, well, I'm going to give him some time. I go, no. You need to call him right now. He was on the call. He was excited. See, you let that guy go, guess what gets him? Fear and doubt. He goes, I'll call him right now. So I made him call 3 minutes after the call last night. Guy was excited. See, follow up so then we could address any type of concerns he may still have. I'm moving people quickly. I want a yes or a no. This is my attitude. Why? We're moving quickly. Do you want to move quick? Yes, I want to move quick. Great. Let's go through this. So there is a process, guys. The process is a lot of us will always fail with speechless babbling and no follow-up. Too much talking and no follow-up once we get that 2-minute video or whatever next step was. Follow-up. Define the objection. Ask questions. This is why we always talk about this. You want to find out everything about the person up front. I always ask questions. Have you been in network marketing before? Tell me about that. Tell me about your experience. And I want to listen. Okay, what do you do? Well, this is what I do. What did you do before that? Have you ever done that, guys? What did you do before that? Because if someone's 50 years old and they go, well, I'm an insurance agent. Well, how long have you been doing that? 5 years. Well, there's 40 more years there. What did you do before that? Well, I was in this company 3 years. What did you do before that? Well, I was at this company 6 years. Now, what's this telling me? He changes a lot. There's so much you could find out about a person. Are you married? Do you have kids? Does your wife work? What does she do? Oh, your wife works full time. How old are your kids? 4 and 5. Oh, so when your wife's working full time and you're working, where are the kids? Well, they're in daycare. Ding, ding, ding. You see what you're finding out? I got to find out what I got. Because when he comes up with all the objections, I have ammunition, do I not? I'm making him tell me his story, and his story is exactly why that person's on the phone with me. His story is exactly why he's listening to a webinar. I just want him to repeat it. Give them the opportunity to be specific. The only way that's going to happen is if you ask the right questions. You find out everything about this person. You know what that does? It forms a connection. You ever hear of something called rapport? This is how you do it. Ask them about what they do or do not care for. Well, let me ask you, why were you? I mean, in 3 years, brother. Let me commend you. You're certainly entrepreneurial. You're searching. Why did you jump from this to this to this? Let them talk. Does your wife work because she chooses to work or she has to work? I'm asking. I'm a detective. If I'm going to help this person solve their problems, because that's what you're doing, you're not sponsoring them on how to get on Helo. Okay, I'm talking about from a business standpoint. If someone just wants the product, I'm not doing this. Buy the product, enjoy the results. I'm talking about somebody that I'm bringing into the business. I'm the expert. And if I'm going to be able to help your situation, I have to know what your situation is. People love to talk about themselves, guys. You got to know this. Let them talk about themselves. They'll give you everything on a platter. Everything. Take their side. I've just shown you how to do that 1,000 times. How do you take their side? I'm not even going to say it. If you don't know by now, then you're not listening. But I'm going to say it again. You take their side because you understand the way they feel. I want you thinking about that when you go to bed tonight. And I want you to use it. Make sure you and your prospect are speaking the same language. Okay, you are. You're that person. You're that person prior to making this decision. You may still be that person, right? Because a lot of you still have fear and doubt. Well, what happens when fear and doubt meets fear and doubt? Nothing. You got to get over your fear and doubt. Everybody on this call. How do you do that? Pull somebody in that doesn't have fear and doubt. Look to your upline. Look to somebody you know without a doubt can't be fazed by fear and doubt if you have it. And this is where you leverage the system. This is where you leverage until you get to a point. But the only way to get to that point, guys, is to do it. There you go. I even wrote it there. I understand the way you feel. All right. Embellish the objection, champion, help them tell their feelings, encourage them to come up with more about their objections, empower it. I've already done all this. Okay? This is a training that everybody needs to go through with your prospects. And what I've just shown you today is that you have to be comfortable and relaxed and just get them to tell you about their situation. And those objections, I'm going to go back as I close this out. These objections, where are they? Right here from current slide. I promise you, these objections, you'll find out and figure out very quickly, was never really the concern. Never. They may say it was, but I'm telling you, normally when you listen completely through the objection, it never comes back up again. Now, this person who does make a decision, was brought in the right way, and now you want to get into their contact base quickly. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Okay? We need to get underneath our people quickly. One person shouldn't equal one family pack. One person minimally should equal one person should equal no less than 3 and should equal 6 because that's team developer. And I'm going to show you guys how to get to diamond tomorrow on working and bringing the people in the right way and then making that person feel comfortable to open up their contact base. Some people aren't comfortable opening up their contact base because maybe they weren't brought in the right way. Maybe they need you to sit down with them, right, and make them feel comfortable with the system they said yes to. This is how you do it. Appreciate all of you. This has been recorded. Let me stop the recording. And I look forward to seeing everybody in Denver tomorrow. Cannot wait. This lives on GM Alba Global. And can't wait to see everybody. I just said that. I'm out. Bye, guys.